Welcome to a brand new episode of The Best Android Setups. And if you're new here, this is a series where I feature beautiful home screen setups submitted to my very own customization-based application called Palette. If you haven't checked out the app yet and you're a fan of customization, then I highly recommend that you do, because it is filled with hundreds and hundreds of amazing home screen setups. And since the last episode, we've had a massive influx of new setups submitted. And so for today's video, I've picked just 3 to show you exactly how to recreate them on your own phones. If you want to follow along, make sure you download Palette using the link below. But with that said, let's take a look at setup number 1. Okay, first up today is one of the cleanest yet most visually impressive setups I think I've ever come across, and it's called Hilltop Cottage. This is a Nova Launcher setup sent in by regular contributor to the app, Christian Galvez. And in terms of the assets we're going to need to recreate this setup on our own phones, you can see here on the setup details page within Palette, we've got the Nova Launcher backup file uploaded and ready to go. So we'll tap to download that. We're also going to need the Crayon icon pack, as well as the Fuchsia and Lucent KWGT packs. And then if we tap the little information icon up here, you can see not only the names and numbers of the widgets being used, which we'll make a mental note of for later on, but also the name of the wallpaper, which is Hilltop Cot. So we'll close that and tap on the wallpaper button here, and this will take us to the Google Play Store listing for the Backdrops application. I already have Backdrops installed, so I'm gonna go ahead and open it. And then with the app open, I'll tap on the search icon and type Hilltop, and there is our wallpaper. So I'll tap to open the wallpaper up, then I'll hit set, then both. And then with that done, I can now come to Nova Launcher to get the rest of the setup underway. To start, I'll long press my home screen, then tap on settings, then I'll come down to the backup and restore section, tap on restore backup, then select that Nova backup file I just downloaded. I'll hit OK, and there we go. Now all I need to do is set up my widgets. So let's start by tapping on this top one. And this first widget is from the Fuchsia KWGT pack, but it's only called E, which means searching for it really isn't gonna be very effective. So we're just gonna have to open up the entire pack and scroll down until we find it. Once I've found it, I'll tap on it, then come over to the layer tab and increase the scale to around 120. I can then tap on save, come back home, and there is our first widget. Now I can tap the bottom widget, and this one is number 334 from the Lucent KWGT pack, which makes it much easier to search for and find quickly. And once I've found it, I'll tap on it, hit save, then come back home. And that's it. Outrageously easy to set up, but by golly, is it stunning. It's just a fantastic combo of icons and widgets that suit that phenomenal wallpaper beautifully. All right, next up today, we have this amazing setup submitted by Amaral Eason called Pac-Man. And I just absolutely love how incredible this setup looks. And I reckon every element has been used to perfection. This one has again been set up using Nova Launcher, so we can go ahead and download the backup file. The wallpaper has also been uploaded directly, so we can also tap to download that. And then we have a bunch of additional assets we'll need to download as well. Now, originally for this setup, Amaral had used a bunch of different icon packs from the same developer to achieve the different colored icons you can see on this setup. But each icon pack was $1.50 a pop, making it pretty expensive to recreate this setup. So I actually took the liberty to tweak the setup ever so slightly and instead just use one icon pack, which is called the U icon pack. This pack features very similar looking icons, but with more color variations within the one pack, hence making it a lot cheaper to recreate. With that being said, we've also got a custom KWGT widget here called Pac-Man Header, which I can tap to download. And then finally, we've got the Mini-Me KWGT pack and the Nyko KWGT pack. No clue if I'm saying that correctly. Probably not, but then the final step here is to tap the little information icon, make a mental note of the names and widgets being used, and then with all of those assets downloaded and installed, I'll then head home. From here, the first thing I'll do is long press my home screen and tap on wallpapers. Then I'll tap on pick image, locate and select that downloaded Pac-Man wallpaper, then tap on set wallpaper, then home and lock screen. Then I'll tap on settings, scroll down and open the backup and restore section, and again, tap on restore backup. I'll select that recently downloaded Pac-Man Nova backup file, hit OK, and now we just need to set up our widgets. So I'll tap on that top one, which is the custom widget file. And with KWGT open, I'll need to tap on import and then locate that recently downloaded widget file called Pacman header. I'll select that. Then with that imported, I can tap on it. I'll then come over to the layer tab and scale this up to around 100. Then I'll come back to the items tab and check each item here, and then tap on the move tool up here and adjust the Y offset position so that the widget is sitting right at the top. I can then hit save and come back home. All right, with that done, let's now tap on this second widget, and this one is called Mini-Me 026. So I'll search for 026 and select the one from the Mini-Me widget pack. Then I need to tap on the clock layer here and navigate to the layer tab, and I'm gonna scale this down to 75. Now I'll come over to the position tab, and for me, I needed to change the Y offset to -30, but this might differ depending on the size of the phone you're using. All right, let's come back to the items tab here and tap on this top shape layer, then come over to the paint tab and increase the stroke size to 10. Then I'll come back to the first page, then navigate over to the globals tab, and I'm first gonna tap on the stroke option down here and hit apply, and that will mean when I come back and tap on the shape color here, I can then select that same reddish color and then hit apply. All right, we can now save that and come back home, and there is our completed clock widget. Now, the final step is to set up our bottom widget. So I'm gonna tap on that and search for the word buttons and tap the widget that shows up. Then I'll tap that buttons widget item, come over to the layer tab and scale this down ever so slightly to around 90. For me specifically, I had to set this to 93, but again, your mileage may vary. Now, Amaral did also go a bit further, customizing the colors of this widget even more so, but it's far too complicated a process to cover in this video, so I'm gonna leave the color as white, and with that done, I can hit save, come back home, and there is our completed home screen setup. And at first glance, this doesn't even look like a setup. It just looks like an amazingly retro wallpaper, but then when you realize it's got a bunch of functionality to go with, it just makes it even better. Super job by Amaral. And so finally today we have a very different looking setup from the previous two called Minimalistic White. And this has been submitted by drummer Brooke. And I just love how this setup is laid out and thought it absolutely deserved a feature in today's video. Much like the previous two setups though, this one has also been made using Nova Launcher. So accordingly, we've also got the backup file attached, which we'll go ahead and download. We also have the wallpaper uploaded directly, so we'll download that as well. And then we just need to make sure we have the Reeve Dark icon pack and the Sheer KWGT pack installed. And once they are, we're ready to go. Oh, and I'll also just tap the little information icon up here to check the name of the widget. And with that lodged into my brain, I'll come home, long press my home screen and tap on wallpaper, then tap on pick image and select the recently downloaded wallpaper. I'll then just slightly adjust the position of the wallpaper so it lines up with this center line. And with that done, I can hit set, then home and lock screen. Now I can tap on settings, then again, come down to the backup and restore section and select restore backup. I'll select that backup file I just downloaded, hit OK, and there we go. All right, last step is to tap on our widget in the center here and search for 050, which is the name of the widget we're using from the Sheer KWGT pack. I'll tap on that, then I'll tap on this overlap group, then this bottom overlap group, then select this stack group second from the bottom here and delete it. Then I can come over to the layer tab and scale this up to 125, then come over to the position tab and increase the bottom padding to 300. I can then save that, come back home, and how easy was that? And let me tell you, if you can get a functional setup that fits as well with a wallpaper like this setup does, then as you can see, the end results have the potential to look amazing. Hats off to Drummer for coming up with such a beautiful setup. And so that's it. And just to let you know, if you've got the latest version of the Palette application installed, then you can actually follow each of the contributors from today's episode, which I highly recommend that you do. And you can also find the 3 setups featured in today's video under this Best of Palette category, which you can find via the featured menu. Aside from that, if you enjoyed the video, then a sub to the channel would be amazing. But that's it. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will catch you later.